In this video, we will demonstrate an interactive visualization, the Digital Thread Explorer, that is part of the Syndeia web dashboard. As a reminder, the digital thread is comprised of the federated models created in the development and deployment of complex systems. Relations are of two types: the intra-model relations within each model, managed by the individual model repository, and the inter-model relations, created and managed as part of a digital thread project by Syndeia. In video 1.10, we saw that lower-level repository contents are displayed as a tree in two places in the Syndeia web dashboard. From the Repositories page in the main menu bar on the left, and under the Workspace tab on the Projects page. The key difference between these is that in the Repositories page, only information from the lower-level repositories is displayed. On the Workspace page, the user can also see intermodel relations from the active digital thread project. The same difference carries over into the Digital Thread Explorer, but in this video, we will again focus on the common features across both interfaces. We start in the Workspace tab in the Digital Thread Projects page of the Syndeia web dashboard, with the Unmanned Ground Vehicle O2 project active. I have opened the JAMA at Intercax repository and expanded some of its contents. I can select a single element in JAMA, UGV Performance Requirements, and go from the tree view to a graph view by right-clicking it and selecting Graph View. Here is the element we just selected. Like the elements in the tree view, I can right-click on a symbol and select More Details to open that element in its native browser, in this case JAMA, assuming as before that the repository has a native browser and I have access. At the bottom of the symbol are three sets of arrows. The center will show both incoming and outgoing relations. If I click on it, I see one incoming relation and 6 outgoing relations. 6 of the relations are intra-model between JAMA elements, but one is an intermodel relation to Teamwork Cloud. The left and right arrows can expand incoming and outgoing relations selectively. If I perform the same action in the Repositories page where there is no active digital thread project, the Digital Thread Explorer would have shown me only the JAMA to JAMA intramodel relations, not the intermodel relation to Teamwork Cloud. In earlier versions of Syndeia before 3.6, the Digital Thread Explorer would show intermodal relations from all digital thread projects, but this option is no longer available. The Digital Thread Explorer lives up to its name when we use the Expand capability to extend the chain of connections further. If I expand the UGV Performance Requirements Teamwork Cloud element, it has two further connections, to a JIRA issue and to a Team Center requirement. Similarly, expanding the JAMA Wait requirement links to Teamwork Cloud, which links to JIRA, Team Center, and a TestRail test case. The process can continue as long as there are additional relations to display. On the right side, I have a color key. The color corresponds to the repository or modeling tool that element is from. Light orange is JAMA, purple is Teamwork Cloud. As the expansion continues, new repositories appear in the key. If I hover over a symbol or a connection, I can see some information about it, the name and key. If I select it, its outline highlights in black, and 3 parameters show up at the top of the graph view: name, key, and external key. Name is pretty self-explanatory. Key is a unique identifier within the Syndeia Cloud database. ART53321 stands for Artifact 53321. External key is a unique identifier inside this object's native repository. It is synap rec15 inside JAMA. Not every element here has both. If I hover over UGV requirements, its key field is empty. This element is not stored in the Syndeia Cloud database and has not been assigned a Syndeia identifier. It was just pulled from the JAMA repository when we expanded the original object. On the other hand, this intermodel connection has the same key and external key values. Syndeia Cloud Database is its only home. There is no external repository. We imagine the Digital Thread Explorer as being valuable in situations like a design review or a forensics investigation, where we want to be able to follow a specific chain of causation, either upstream or downstream. Rather than consult traceability documents, we can interactively follow the connections. When we need to know more, we can click on an element and request more details. Syndeia takes us directly to that element in its own repository and puts all the data at our fingertips. There is one more symbol feature that I want to comment on. Note the dashed outline of the Teamwork Cloud weight element in the final expansion. This indicates that 1, this is a version-managed element, and 2, the connections shown to it are to more than one version of the same element. For example, the connection to Jira may have been created when weight was in one version, and the connection to TestRail could have been created later, after the Teamwork Cloud element had changed. All of the symbols in the Digital Thread Explorer are version independent. When the symbol has a dashed outline, it represents a combination of different versions of the same element. The preferences and controls governing the Digital Thread Explorer display have been greatly enhanced in Syndeia 3.6. These will be demonstrated in video 1.12.